And I've gone to every single parent-teacher interview with you and Mom, who's just sat in the background. It was me talking to your teacher. So it's just payback time. And now my new hubster. Do you know why I love you? We've been together for how long? Last question.
6 years.
Wrong, it's 6.5 approaching 7.
Pretty close.
I know I love you because every time I try to love you into the eyes, I think Rob is telling me to stare at him in the eyes, and whenever we're trying to take photos, everyone tells me to look at him in the eyes, and I know I can't. Because when I do, I get really shy, and I feel like my face just goes red. And it's weird, we've been dating for so long, but yet I still have these butterflies in my stomach every time I look at you. I think that makes sense as well, too. Thank you for being so patient with me and agreeing to follow through with my craziness and sometimes irrational ideas. Thank you for still trying to surprise me, even though I always rude or I guess what my surprises are. I know you try very hard, and I will promise to not try to ruin them. So that's not for you in the end. When I first met you, all I remember was thinking, wow, I didn't know that you can have so many swear words in a sentence. I don't know how, but you always say that I've changed you. You barely swear now, and you complain that I've turned you into a big softie. Well, that's because you're my polar bear. I too have changed. You used to call me an armadillo. I have spikes on my back to protect me. And when I'm scared, I just roll into a ball. But because of you, I've become braver. I love to try new things. And I'm not afraid anymore. Because I know you're always by my side, holding my hand. I love the Kim who has fallen deeply in love with William.
I think you did. Battery change. Got this. That one's it's a hard one to follow. I'll try my best. First off, I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Hai and Pio Lu for raising such a beautiful and lovely daughter. She's always so positive and always brings a smile to everyone she meets, and that includes me. I usually try not to smile, but she just brings it out in me. And like she said, I feel like I am a big softie now. The first time I met you guys, it was, you were always accepting of me into your family. Now my new mom, I always remember that you always wanted to feed me and make sure that I was eating, because you were afraid that I would faint. But I was always grateful that you always welcomed me that way. My new dad said hi. I'm still scared. I remember trying to find the time to ask if I could, have your daughter's hand in marriage, and I would say it took a while. I probably gave myself a good month just to work up the courage, and then when we got there, the first time I had to reschedule. Your kindness does show through. You don't say a lot of words, but I'm glad you accept me into your family. Hopefully I won't be scared. Thank you again for accepting me into your family. Next off, I'd like to thank my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Sherman and Irene Lee. They've traveled all the way here just to be with me today, and I'm just truly thankful. My mom has always been supportive of me, same with my dad. My mom has always been that person in the corner that I can always count on, no matter what stupid thing I've done, or speeding ticket I got, or just something ridiculous. She was always there, and she would always yell at me first, and then, help me through the situation. She always made sure that I had what I need. I may have not got, that shiny new Super Nintendo, but everything that I needed to excel in life, she always provided it, even for school, and she always made the effort for that. Thank you for that, Mom. I love you. My dad, I thank you so much for teaching me all the life skills that make me a superhero in Kim's life, like changing a toilet, doing the simple little things like putting on the nuts and screws, knowing how things work. I'm not very good at it, and I know that I never really wanted to learn, but I'm glad that it taught me, despite the fact that I took twice as long and I did half, probably worse than half, as well as the job. But now I look like a superhero, or a kid when I can do these things, and I like to thank you for that. Without both of them teaching me different things, and supporting me in different ways, I would never have been where I am, and I would never have been in a position where I would with Kim. And I feel like I owe pretty much everything to both of you. Thank you so much. So next off, I'd like to thank Kim's extended family. It was not easy meeting all of you in one go. I believe this was Kim, Jen, and Anthony's summer barbecue, and meeting all of you in one shot that one day was, I would say, overwhelming. But you were all so kind to me. You all introduced yourself. I couldn't keep the names straight, and I still have trouble. But it's just the warm welcome you gave me was it's very touching, and I'll never forget that. Thank you. The next person I'd like to thank is my uncle, who also traveled all the way here. I'd like to thank my uncle because he's always been there. It's kind of like my second dad, and he always made sure I was on the the good path. One of his ways to ensure that I never strayed too far was to give monetary incentives for achieving well in school. So that was always a plus. And just having lunch with him on every weekend, just giving me little life lessons here and there, it really shaped who I am. I think most of the romantic stuff where I learned from my uncle, I wish my auntie Amy was here today to share this day with us, but I think in the romance of family, you definitely taught us everything, and I hope I can live up to the level that you set and apply to my relationship with Kim. Thank you so much, Uncle Waikiki. Alright, next off to my sister. Thank you so much for everything. I know I'm your younger brother, and I always complain I'm pretty much a brat, and it has to be my way. We definitely clash on everything, be it cleanliness or tardiness. But I always know that whenever I need anything, you're always there for me. I remember those last minute, hey Anya, I need to move now. I need some of your friends to help me move, and I really appreciate it, and I really think that those friends that are here today, thank you for helping me move. It was great, and I really appreciate everything that you do for me. Even though I don't say it all the time, and we don't always see each other as much as we should, but I always think about you, and thank you. All right, now we're turning to the groomsmen. Thanks, Ben, for being my best man. You're a big part of this, You were there when I first bought chocolates. I don't know if you remember that, but you were. And Yeah. Ken was there. He helped choose them. So you're a big part of this nerd part here. It's funny how our friendship started from really a phone conversation and saying, "Hey Ken, I hear you're gonna pre-Profac. Are you gonna pre-drink? Do you have a space for me?" And then friendship just blossomed from there. It's always great. Thank you for listening to me and helping me through stressful times. I feel like I can talk to you about anything. Just wish we were in the same city. Malcolm, my oldest friend, 1996. Since now, it's a long time. Oh man, some of the crazy stuff that we did. Remember Big Bertha? The big ones always suck. Luckily we didn't burn down your house or kill ourselves, but hey, you know what? We're still here. Still kicking.
It was close.
It's always great to talk to you. You have a great perspective on things. It keeps me level, and I feel like whenever I'm in need, I can just shoot you a message. You'll give me something, you'll say some things that'll change my perspective, really make me think of the whole picture. You may not know that, but I really appreciate all that you've done for me. Kevin, my undergrad twin and traveling buddy for 4 weeks, even though after that we kind of stopped talking to each other. But, you know, that's how it is, I guess.
Love you too.
I'm always touched with how you're always willing to help me whenever we need. I remember that one of the things that I remember was you drove me and Kim home, probably like 3 in the morning. We left your place, we drove to Etobicoke, and we got lost. Taylor had to bust out
It
his
was
GPS
Taylor.
when we didn't even have 3G back then, so that was pretty impressive. And then after Etobicoke, you drove all the way downtown to drop me off. Even though the starting point was your place. And this was 3 in the morning, and you know, that just shows like the steps and that you're willing to take to help me out. And that's the kind of guy you're. I'm thankful that kind of friend. Hubert, my undergrad friend, and now a new title, the Ottawa friend. Finally have someone in Ottawa that, you know, helped pave the way for me. Making it up north by myself, Hubert was the first friend there that I knew, and it was great. He was always there. He was always asking, do you need any help? Do you need anything? He even drove me to the sketchy hotel where I first had to stay. He's like, are you sure you're staying here? I'm like, yeah, that's where I book. And it's great, and he showed me the sights of Ottawa. Like, oh, we saw it, and it was great, everything that he did. And the best thing is that I always have someone to talk to when I'm there, even though I'm complaining most of the time. He's always listening, or at least he pretends to listen, which is good enough for me. And I know it's not easy, especially when I complain about being in 3 things, you know, work, more work. But I'm glad that you're there. Thank you, Auntie Connie and Nicole, for the speech. It was lovely. And thank you, everyone else, for coming, especially those that come from Ottawa and from Tillsonburg, somewhere. Can't see you, but over there. Now, last artist to Kim. To you guys. We spent so much time together that I always feel like we're pretty much always married. It's just, I think we spend more time, hours together than many married couples have been. And one of the first times that I kind of realized that you were the one was that when you left me for a day. It was only for a day, it wasn't even that far, it was just going across the border, kind of like, you know, someone going across to the US for a shopping trip. We spent so much time together, and we never fight, and everything is great. And then one day you just decided to go on a day trip, and then I just felt so alone. I just felt my partner was gone. Ever since then, I knew that you were the one. I would have proposed earlier, just the situation was a little unstable, and at the time we were away, and I couldn't ask your dad, and I felt like that was something something you would like, and I would like to keep to that tradition. As you know, even though what these guys say, I am soft. I'm not a jerk. But, you know, I'm glad that you set me part of your life, and you know I'll do anything to make you happy. That's it for anything else.
Would Kevin Simpson like to come up to make a speech? He's been bugging me. I've been working with this guy. Are you sure? I'm working on Thursday. Okay.
Alright. Oh yeah, so I'd like to thank all the vendors for tonight. The dinner was fantastic, at least from my plate. I don't know about your place, but mine was good. And I'd like to thank Rob Whelan over there. Working hard, so I'll, serve him. And Howard from Fairy Tale for the video. I know it's going to be perfect. And the DJ guys, and I know they're going to keep it up a little later. I think that's it. If I forgot anyone, I'm sorry. Just my mind's in a scramble. Okay.
And the video.
So that's it. Thank you again. So we do have one more slideshow presentation. It's a music video. It's kind of short from Fairy Tale, and hope you guys like it. That's it.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have applause for William and Kim, everyone. The beautiful words from two beautiful people here tonight. If you can direct your attention to our giant video screens, enjoy our feature presentation.
Alright, so stand up. Alright, ready? Cheers. Alright, cheers. Sugar water.
Good evening, everyone. So what we're going to do is Kim's favorite wedding game, and it's called the Wedding Shoe Game, aka the Newlywed Shoe Game. Now you guys are going to see in a moment why it's called that, but we're actually going to call upon William to stand up over to his bride, and if he can kneel down and help her out of her heels, that would be very helpful. So everyone give him a little encouragement. Well, help her out of both, okay? Okay, Kim, hold on to your shoes. Both of them, yeah. Give them back to her. Now, William, I want you to go back to your seat and take off both of your shoes, okay? We're gonna do the exchange in a minute. So, with the shoe game, once Will gets off her shoes, we'll see. We're gonna have the bride and groom exchange their right shoes, so they have one of each other's shoes in each hand. And I'm gonna read a series of questions to help us get to know them a little better. And they're gonna answer our questions by holding out one shoe or the other, but they don't get to see and we get to see and probably make fun of them a little bit. Okay, so you have one of each other's shoes? Okay, so I'm gonna get Malcolm to get us started.
Okay, so we know how the game works. We're going to maybe learn a little something new about Kim and Will and their relationship. Don't look so nervous. The questions are, for the most part, PG-13. To start, who has the biggest feet? Raise it. See? Very easy, right?
Okay, that was a warm-up just to make sure they actually know what they're doing and they're not a little, under the influence. Okay, second question. Inquiring minds want to know, who was the first one to have a crush on the other? Kim, no cheating. Don't look.
Right, eyes forward, guys, eyes forward. Who said, I love you first?
Okay, just so everyone knows, this question was posed a couple months back, and they disagreed on it. So we wanted to know, have they come to agreement? And you can see the answer. Okay, so. All right, so you're at your wedding. You know, we're all very happy. But we do want to know, who mentioned marriage first?
Who wears the pants in the relationship?
Okay. 6th question. Who is smarter?
Who's better looking?
And when I read this next question, please keep in mind, we're going to have a lot of evidence very soon. Who is the better dancer?
That'll be an interesting one when you watch it back on the video. Who is more stubborn?
I was not actually expecting that. Okay, who talks the most?
Who wins the most arguments?
Okay, so ignoring who wins the arguments, who is usually right?
Who's the bigger spender?
Okay, now this one, it's kind of one of those looking to the future questions, trying to make a prediction. Who will be the first to have a midlife crisis?
Here's another future prediction question. Who is most likely to get arrested